We are just weeks away from the reveal of Beyblade X's latest system called CX, which looks to be the biggest change-up we've seen for this entire generation. And it also may have leaked, just a little bit early. So in this video, we're going to talk about this CX system, what we already know, what we may know, and also what's been leaked 4 months ahead of time. So hit that like button and subscribe to join the Nook Nation. We're pushing really close to 350,000 subs, so let's talk about this new custom line. CX is an upcoming Beyblade X lineup that we've known about for several months. A while ago, the Coro Coro Beyblade X app was data mined, and we got a red CX logo in the same style as BX and UX. BX stands for Basic Line, and these were the first X-Bays ever released. Think of releases like Cobalt Dragoon and Dran Sword. After that, we have UX, which is Unique Line. These are bays with special marketed abilities, like a one-hit KO on Dran Buster, or Rubber Attack, like we saw on Impact Drake. And now we have CX, which means Custom Line. I made a video about this logo and what custom line may mean a while ago, but it went dark. Several months go by and we get some amazing bays to finish off the year, but we're left wondering when we'll hear more about this upcoming innovation. Fast forward to January 2025. Coro Coro's latest issue gives us a big breakdown on some upcoming bays like Golem Rock and Shelter Drake. But the most exciting and also most mysterious bit of news was a full page spread teaser of CX. For this teaser, we just saw the CX logo we already knew about. There were some marketing buzzwords at the top and bottom, but most interestingly, we get a silhouette of a pretty Dran Sword looking bay. This picture led people to believe that we're going to be getting a Dran Sword variant in the CX system at some point, which is pretty obvious given it's a main character bay. But other than that, this teaser kind of asked more questions than it answered. Like, why is there this big gap right in the middle of the blade, and what does that mean for how this CX system actually works? Let's jump forward in time to just a few days ago, when we got what seems to be a pretty legit leak of an upcoming CX release that's apparently dropping in May, like 3 or 4 months from now. This video is sponsored by Mall of Toys. If you guys want to get any of the latest Beyblade X releases like Golem Rock or Impact Drake, they're going to be one of the best places for it. They also have pre-orders up for the upcoming Shelter Drake release, and will have pre-orders for CX whenever that becomes available. So definitely go and check them out, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off. Now, I can't show you guys this leak fully because I'm a little worried about being visited by Takara Tomi's lawyers, but that did not stop friend of the channel Hertzburst from creating his own model, his own mock-up based off of these really low quality pictures. Now, this model isn't perfect, and there are definitely going to be differences in the color scheme, the shape, and just the overall design between this recreation and the actual release, but it's pretty close. But we know Hertzburst is awesome, so let's talk about this model. As you can see, we have an 8-bladed shape out of metal, and then towards the middle, as we get closer, we get another 8-bladed shape, this time out of plastic. Now, this is a definite difference between the Hertzburst model and the actual bay. On the actual bay, the plastic piece is a little bit more form-fitting to the metal, leading some people to believe that these are one piece. They don't actually separate, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have an 8-bladed shape, and it doesn't look like we're gonna see a Hell Salamander-esque gimmick where the 8 blades can combine into like 6 or 4. It's 8 blades, that's it. But in this gear chip, you can see it is a fox design, more specifically of a kitsune, which is a Japanese folklore, like mythical beast, sort of. I'm kind of missing a lot of the details, but I also believe it was the inspiration for Ninetales, the Pokemon, so pretty cool. And obviously, this is awesome. I love this idea a lot. I mean, several months ago, I posted in my Discord how I wanted to see a Fox Bay, specifically a Kitsune-themed bay, which has come true. So obviously, you guys can thank me for that. Thank you, yes, I know. And this bay, if truly a May release, is confirmed to be a random booster select based off of official distributor information. We also know it's confirmed because we got some alternate color schemes of this Fox Kitsune Bay, and I had to take this into Photoshop, and I could have been a little bit cleaner with my work, and I could have made it maybe a little bit more accurate, but it gives you a pretty good idea. So one of the alternate color schemes is a gold version with blue eyes, and I think this looks pretty good. It's a pretty basic color scheme for Takara Tomy. At least it was during the Burst generation. I don't love gold bays, but it looks pretty good. I'm not super sold on the combo though. Apparently this is going to have the 260 ratchet, which is pretty burst prone, and also a re-release of Unite. And Unite is pretty cool. I mean, I don't use it that much, although it hasn't released that many times, so getting another one is nice. And then we have a black and white version, and this one might be my favorite out of the group, at least with the leaked pictures we've seen so far. But this gear chip design is great. It's that gray and black with red eyes, but some blue details in there. This looks really good, and if this chip is removable, which we'll talk about in a second, I'm gonna be using this chip in my combos for sure. And for the combo, it's a little bit more interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it's more interesting at least. We have a black 080 as well as a black disc ball. Decent parts, I guess, kind of fun parts to have, not necessarily good. So now that we have an idea of what the bay is, how is this CX system going to work? There are a ton of theories based off of the Coro Coro pictures and these recent leaks, but they are just theories at the end of the day. So we're kind of heading into speculation territory, but I feel like we're getting really close to how the system will actually work. So here's how the CX system is going to work. I think there is going to be 3 pieces. There is going to be an outer metal ring, which we already see in the Coro Coro teaser. I think that's the part that's the most confirmed because we've seen a picture of it. The next part would be a plastic piece on the underside of some kind. Now, originally I would have thought this would be like an energy ring, but now I don't think so. In fact, I don't think that the metal rings and the plastic rings are interchangeable. Well, that was a lie. Right when I was making this video, even more leaks came out about this CX Fox, detailing all of the parts, and pretty much every prediction I've made comes true, except this point on not having cross-compatible pieces. I still don't know how they're gonna make it work, but the best way I can describe it is sort of like 0G. When everything needs to be cross-compatible, the individual bays themselves may lose what makes them really unique. Like, how could a Dran Buster shape fit with Wizard Rod? It doesn't make any sense. Everything would have to be rounded. I also really want to see gear chips become their own individual parts. I was talking with Nizuma the other day, and he brought up the great point of special limited edition chips. Back in the Metal Fight era, during tournaments or raffles or whatever special release may have been, they actually released special edition face bolts that had different colors, maybe the WBBA logo, and I would love to see that, but for Beyblade X. We could also see metal gear chips like we had metal face bolts, and they can kind of just iterate on that over time. So to give you my full prediction, about 2 weeks away from the official release of CX information, an outer metal ring, an inner plastic core, and those parts can maybe make different modes with each other. But then we have a special gear chip, which can be swapped and customized with whatever bay you may want. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and let me know what you guys would want to see out of the CX system. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, big shout out to Hertzburst, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.